Well, hello and welcome to the Kingdompreneur Moment Live Show. This is your host, Doreen Lettsome Reid, and it is amazing to be back with you all this week. You know, last week I was home, I was resting, I was literally asleep. This is a good thing that I got a lot of rest because I'm ready to unlock what's inside you. Come on, ladies, y'all know what to do. You know how we stir it up here. We stir up what's on the inside of us. We are not dead because our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ is not dead. We are very much alive, regardless of the situation or circumstance we may be in. We have this day that the Lord has made, and we choose. It's a choice to be glad in it. So you ladies know what to do. Go ahead and drop it in the comment. Hashtag the confident woman. That's what I'm talking about. So for you that are just joining the Kingdompreneur Moment Live Show for the very first time, welcome. My name is Doreen Lettsome Reid, Kingdompreneur Coach, sent to unlock what's inside you, giving you clarity of your mission, your message, and your mandate as you boldly proclaim your faith, slap dab in the marketplace. And so we thank you for being here, and I am so happy to have my beautiful co-authors of Confident Women Rise Anthology with me. These ladies are so beautiful and so fabulous and so diverse. They are going to set the stage on fire. Are y'all ready for this? Can you handle all this power up in this place? I don't know. Check your pulse and see if you can handle this power up in this place. So we are going to go ahead and introduce our co-authors of Confident Women Rise. And they're going to introduce themselves. They're going to tell us a little bit about themselves. Y'all hold on to your seat. Get ready, get ready, get ready. Okay, so Miss Johanna, thank you for being here. Miss Robin, thank you for being here. Miss Johanna, go ahead and introduce yourself and let me know where you are from and introduce yourself to the four corners of the world.
Yes, blessings, ladies, blessings, beauties, as I always like to say. I am Johanna D. Samuel from St. Croix, United States Virgin Islands. It is the Caribbean coming to you from my part of the world. And I am the proud owner, the beauty brand owner of Add a Touch Accessories, where it's all about beautifying women on the outside. But honey, let me tell you, I set out to do one thing, and God had a whole nother view for me. And it took a while for me, and I'm going to be honest, Miss Doreen. You always tell us to step out and be honest. This is no time. As we step into the role of being a confident woman, it is something that I have been stepping in, but God is like, that's not enough. We need to go all the way. So just being a part of this platform, I am truly grateful. But definitely, I am a part of that bridge of inspiring other women, not only to look beautiful, right? Not only to look beautiful on the outside, but to also cultivate true beauty from within. Because as women, we experience, and we all have said it many times. I've heard it even on your show, and it's the truth. So we all pretty much gonna kind of say the same thing, right, Miss Robin? That we experience so many different things on so many different levels. So, I have been a part of the hoarding crew. All right, keep it inside, heal from within. Whether or not I did it some way along the line through prayers or with counselors, we tend to keep it. But this is a season, I truly believe more than ever, that we are to heal publicly and to not be ashamed of it.
We thank you so much for being here, Miss Johanna, one of the co-authors for Confident Women Rise, all the way from the U.S. Virgin Islands, and it's amazing to have you here. You look gorgeous, of course. Your makeup is outstanding, and she is definitely the CEO of Add a Touch. So if you want a touch of something beautiful inside and outside, I would most definitely dial the number for Miss Johanna immediately, right? So she can give you the key to unlock what's inside you as a beautiful woman. So thank you for being here. Now I want to welcome Miss Robin as well. Thank you for being here also, Miss Robin. It is so good to see you once again.
Good to see you as well. Thank you. I'm really blessed to be here with my beautiful queens and being able to share with other women about what we've been through. I am actually the CEO of Hughes and Associates, which is a national firm which does HR and business consulting. And we have over 25 years of experience with assisting companies in all industries. And I'm currently residing in Texas, but I'm originally from Indiana. So I am here actually to serve. I look at this from God has designed all of us uniquely, and no two people are the same. So we all have different stories to share. I've always told people, we all have trials and tribulations that make us who we are. And of course, that contributes to our uniqueness. And you never know that woman that needs to hear the story, our stories, to help them get to the next level or help them be able to tackle any kind of obstacles that are in their ways. It's been interesting for me because he uses me as a tool for that often, both professionally and personally. I mean, I've dealt with everything from suicide to fatalities, domestic abuse, been guardian ad litem where I had to remove children from households. And all of this stuff has been very, very, it weighs on my heart. But at the same time, you have to put yourself out there and be used as that tool to be able to help other people. I've also helped with career assessments and even entrepreneurs who want to get into business and do assessments because they don't know what they want to do. I always say you have to find your niche and then you expand upon that and be able to do what you're passionate about. My thing is always about helping people and serving. That's my passion, regardless if it's personal or professional. So that's where my story is going to come from. I've been through a lot of storms, as we all have. And like I said, the thing is, we have to share that information. And I think that's what, a lot of people say, you put yourself out there where you want to be transparent. You can't be concerned about what others think of you or if other people are going to talk badly about you because you're sharing your story to help someone else. So, I'm there, always have been. They've always called me an old soul, and I'm just here and blessed, like I said, blessed to be able to serve with you ladies.
This is amazing. I love the keys that Miss Rogan has just literally dropped in our hands, ladies. I hope that you are paying attention to these keys. They are very impactful and they literally will unlock what's inside you. Now, Miss Robin talked about service. She talked about being transparent and boldly proclaiming what you have to say, because a lot of times the situations and circumstances that we may be coming from will try to silence our mouths, which is, to be honest with you, a demonic attack, because God didn't give me a mouth to be silent. Okay. He gave me a mouth to use. I need to govern how I use it. I have to be responsible for how I use it. But when it comes to proclaiming the gospel, when it comes to proclaiming my faith and what he has done, there should never be a question about whether I open my mouth or not. Is this a conducive environment for me to open my mouth? Is this a conducive environment for me to allow my light to shine? Or am I supposed to hide my light? First of all, that's impossible. Because first of all, I'm born again. Oh, let me say that again. I'm born again. So the light is already in me. It can't help but shine. Even if I didn't say anything, the light literally is radiating from my heart because I'm born again. Jesus Christ is on the inside of my heart. So I have a right. Let me say that again. I have a right. I have a responsibility. I have a mission, message, and mandate to do what, ladies? Rise up boldly, 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 not arrogantly, not aggressively, but boldly, courageously, confidently. This is my confidence, that I have to trust him, that when I do step out and speak, it's what thus saith the Lord for me to do. And so I love how Miss Robin said that she's been serving the entire time. And now God has elevated her as a co-author to share the story even to a different degree. So Miss Johanna, what do you think about all of this?
Oh my gosh. And for Miss Robin to say that, I smile. And this is where, as women, we get to join hands and where we get to tell the truth. Right, Miss Robin? Because not all stories is like that. I fought God along the way. I fought him till, it has gotten so tiresome. And it's gotten to a point, it's like, it don't make no sense. You know what I mean? I want to enjoy, my life as much as possible. And honey, it is not cute when you're constantly being tapped because your father, he has given me the authority to speak and to be bold and to arise for a time such as this. And he has been molding me all along. Now, I want to go a bit further, Ms. Doreen. So, as we ladies in the industry will say, here's the tea. I am sitting, and as I said, that inside of me, I feel this set of emotions, but it's not the type of emotion to make me cry. It's the type of emotion that I'm empowered in this moment. Where I am sitting right now, Ms. Doreen, is not the traditional place where I have my meetings with you or with the group. I am sitting in the home, next to the home of where I was molested as a child. As I am looking in front of me, I am looking at the pump house, the concrete pump house, in which after that incident happened, where I was cleaned up as a little girl and never to speak of it again. I didn't have any therapy. So that kind of transitioned me from a little girl to adolescent to a young woman to a married woman, into a businesswoman that I carried up until a few years ago. So with that being said, the book, the anthology that I am a part of, as I'm sitting and as I'm writing, there is hardly any, erase going on. I'm just writing and it's just flowing. So this is why I said earlier, healing openly, healing publicly. I get to now stand and say, I am not ashamed. And that did not define me. But besides that, I mentioned that because that transpired into so many different things, into even being the introvert. And Ms. Doreen, you always tell me, like many, I don't want to hear that you're an introvert anymore, but all of this that you see is God along the way. But yet I fought him. It was never my intention when I opened my boutique that I would become such an impressionable listener to women of things they shared, and me sharing with them. My clientele, they grew me as much as I grew them. But this is going to be my part of the book, my journey of the book. And it's, as Ms. Robbins said, we are not meant to be here just to be nozzles. I want to die empty. I look on the screen and I look at us as beautiful women, beautiful queens. Here in the islands, we say beautiful empress. But I especially look at me, because here it is, I am in beauty. For me to have stepped out to be in the beauty business, my mandate is from God. Daughter, I want you to go beyond the beauty. You're going to have all of this from the outside, the jewels and all of that good stuff. But I want you to go beyond. And it's crystal clear to me now.
I'm speechless, so I'm going to turn it to Miss Robin. I'm speechless.
That is awesome. And that's what it's all about. Like I tell people all the time, you have to share your story. You never know who your story is touching, because there are so many of us that do not speak about what has transpired. I'm actually writing about one of my storms, and I know we all have many. It's interesting because I'm looking at possibly the title being My Storms Do Not Define My Cover. And we often hear from men about their stories about losing custody of their children because of women they were with. And we have women and men both that do not have good intentions when it comes to children, and they use children as pawns. Well, I'm actually sharing my personal story because we don't hear women's stories for many reasons. One, because of being talked about again, or, again, she had to be such a bad mother. None of those were the case for me, but yet still I was drugged through the courts and ended up basically losing one of my children. And I'm going to speak from a woman's perspective of weathering that storm and losing custody of a child in the judicial system where I should not have, that should never have occurred. And talking about that dark moment and how you feel like, God has just left you and how you have to make it back from that. There's, like I said, there's a lot of trials and tribulations, and the majority of us, and I would have to say the majority of us, have dealt with molestation, rape, and we can't talk about it. And then the thing I think that kind of ends up bothering me that I've talked about before when I've been on panels is when you have some women make it hard for women that have gone through rape and molestation because they cry wolf. And I tell people a lot of times, do not do that, because women who have actually been impacted are actually put through hell because of people not being honest. And that's a pet peeve of mine. When I first started out, my passion was, I'm passionate about the law. But the laws are antiquated, very antiquated. And so therefore, what I ended up doing, I decided I was not going to be an attorney. Got a chance to work in that field for 5 years as a paralegal, continue to, matter of fact, still make sure I keep up on all of those skills. But I found out those laws were antiquated, and I worked on a rape case. And it was more or less the victim was victimized over again through the judicial system. I'm a victim of the judicial system when you look at it from the, like I said, from custody of losing a child when the child should not have been even removed from the home. So there is a lot, like I said, there's so many stories and so many storms that we weather that we need to make sure that we are publicly speaking about so people can heal and get the help that they need or reach out to someone. Even though I've been there, I'm always there for advice and helping people. I always lead them in the direction of, you need to seek counseling. You need to talk to a therapist. And I know from speaking from a race perspective, we as Black people tend to look down on therapy or sometimes don't want to get that help because of that stigma. Because of that, I'm actually working on my PhD, and my PhD is in industrial and organizational psychology. And I've been in HR for over 20 years. Like I said, I've dealt with the law. So when I decided to do that, it was more or less to even take that as a stepping stone, my previous experience, and be able to add to that even more. People have always thought when I was younger that I was a psychologist. And I'm like, no, I'm not a psychologist. Still, I'm not going to. I will be doing research and looking at things to be able to help people. That's the main reason I'm doing my PhD, because I want to be able to do research. I want to look at diversity. I want to look at it from a gender perspective and a race perspective. I want to look at anti-racism because everybody speaks diversity. But then it starts from the core, and the core is not about diversity. The core is changing the mindset from anti-racism. So when we look at all of that stuff, and like I said, you look at our storms, all of that needs to be shared. And as Johanna said, we need to hold hands, share our stories, and boldly be able to say, we're going to stand here. And even though you may want to, you may not have nice things to say about us, you may want to ridicule us, even for sharing that. But guess what? We're doing what we were led to do by God. So who are you to judge?
Okay, so I would like for everyone watching right now to go ahead and share this video. Go ahead and comment. Go ahead and get the video out to your community, to your family, to your network, to your colleagues. These keys that we are giving you to unlock what's inside you are so important. And they are so vital. These are invaluable keys. So you're watching the Kingdompreneur Moment Live show. I am your host, Doreen Lettsome Reid, and I am sitting here with my two amazing co-authors. These are some of the co-authors that are in the book collaboration, Confident Women Rise. I am the visionary behind this project. And these ladies are really just pouring their hearts out to you, being so transparent. And you know what? God has already mandated us. He said, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. And a lot of times as women, we quote that scripture, but we're not living by that scripture. And then we wonder why we're in pain. And then we wonder why things are not being met in our lives, our needs, our emotional needs, our mental needs, our physical needs, our spiritual needs, our financial needs are not being met. The question I have for you is, are you ready to receive the truth? Because when I was growing up, going through what I had to go through, I had to get to the point that I had to be ready to be in position and condition to receive the truth. And the truth of the matter is, regardless of how my mother and father treated me, no matter how bad other people treat me, criticize me, complain against me, falsely accuse me, all of this bullying going on for years and years and years, no matter all of those circumstances, at the end of the day, the truth of the matter is that Jesus Christ loves Doreen. That's the truth. And once I laid hold to that truth, that's where the healing began. It wasn't until I got a hold. Come on here, like, I hope y'all are hearing me. That's when the healing process began. We're talking about healing. We're talking about healing boldly. We're talking about these issues, but let me help you. It starts right there. The question is, are you ready to know the truth? Because the answer is this: you shall know it. So at the end of the day, when it's 3:00 in the morning and I'm in the bed and I'm crying, my husband doesn't know I'm crying. My children don't know I'm crying. The pastor doesn't know I'm crying. My best friend doesn't know I'm crying. But the Holy Ghost knows I'm crying. And at the end of the day, I got to know. I have to know Jesus Christ loves me. You may be treating me bad. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't look good. It doesn't sound good, especially when you've been dealing with it for years and years and years. And it goes on and goes on. Let me help you. You got to go to the word. I was in the word this morning. Guess what it says? It says that the accuser of the brethren, you better open up your Bibles. You'll learn something. It says that the accuser of the brethren comes and goes day in and day out, night and day. He's accusing us. It never stops, which is why Jesus Christ, our ultimate businessman, is forever at the right seat of the Father, forever making intercession for me. Come on here now. Why? Because he has to be in that position for me to defend me. Come on now, because the accuser is constantly coming before him, and the accuser works through people. So you wonder why is this constantly happening? Like Miss Robin was saying, why is this happening to me? I don't deserve to even be in this courtroom. Why am I going through this? When I had to fight for my oldest daughter, I went through that for years. I'm like, why am I fighting for my own child? For what reason? Why am I even here? It was very confusing. Over child support? Really? I'm taking care of her, honey. I don't need your money. It got to the point I don't need your money. Because she came here eating. When she dies, she gonna leave eating. It's just that simple. That's what I speak over my life. I came into the world eating. When Doreen leave out of here, guess what? I'm still going to be eating. Might need to cut out some of this eating, Johanna, because, got these little jaws going on over there. But I want this to help you ladies. And as we are talking about confident women, these things that we're talking about, that Miss Robin is talking about, that Miss Johanna is talking about, these things are truth keys. Yes, truth keys to help you unlock what's inside you. But the first thing starts with that question. The question is, are you ready to know the truth? Because when I was coming out and working through all of the things I had to work through to get to this point, and you still go from glory to glory. You never arrive, to be honest with you. It doesn't matter if you're a coach. It doesn't matter if you're a speaker. It doesn't matter if you're an international speaker. It doesn't matter if you've been doing something 20 years, 30 years, 50 years, whatever your title is, whatever your paper is. All of that is good and fine in its place, but let me help you. I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you today. Oh, it's tight, but it's right. All of that don't mean a hill of beans if you don't know the truth. It don't mean nothing. You got it in the beautiful plaque. You speaking to thousands and thousands of people. You going here and there. You're on speed dial. Millionaires know your name. All of that is wonderful. Congratulations to you. But when you go in that bed at the end of the night, and here you are crying because of a hurt, and everybody, according to the word, has been hurt. You can't be in this earth and say you ain't never been hurt. Whatever that hurt is, you're crying about it. You want comfort about it. My question to you is, are you ready to know the truth? So, Miss Johanna, am I making sense of what I'm saying?
You're making a whole lot of sense. Here trying to dissect this, right, Robin? Robin's laugh. It makes a whole lot of sense, behind closed doors again. And I am flawed. I am excited. I am thankful that God saw fit. Now, you see how uniquely he places us. And I will continue to use myself as an example because he said it. By chance, here I am in the beauty industry. I have experienced it. I have done it. I have seen it with other women. Oh boy, we get dressed. We do it right. We do it right with the foundation, the makeup, the clothing, all that good stuff. And Robin, you're smiling, girl. I see you. And we step out with the nice bag and the heels and the beautiful attire. And we do our due in wherever we go. But when we have to walk back and get into that car and turn the keys to our door and then take everything off, are we still in that posture? And a lot of times we're not. And this is why it is so important to look back for another and to not take it for granted. We say affirmations and do different readings and different things. But however, like you said, Ms. Doreen, going to the word. And for me, I had to come to a place. And it didn't just happen. What you're seeing now with me, it didn't just happen. It took years. All right. And a lot of it happened for me. Although what happened to me as a child, and I brought it into adulthood, my training ground was my boutique here in the islands. Whether it's meeting and surrounding myself with women here, and of course, clientele on the mainland, whether I met them, over online and we corresponded with each other, or we had, Zooms or connections. I had at least 2 summits here in the Virgin Islands called Surrender It, A Woman's True Calling. That itself was an assignment from God. And I just went along with it. But here's the thing, I was obedient. But all that time, God was molding me and he was training me. So all of this did not come easy. And it wasn't beautiful all the time. And I'm giving you a little piece of in the book that I wrote. It wasn't beautiful all the time. Being a entrepreneur and being in business, it's not easy. You get so many daggers at some point that will come after you. And it's hurtful behind closed doors, Miss Doreen, Miss Robin. It's hurtful. But because I chose to, you know what, just be open. And this came from, I like to call them, you know, wisdom speakers. You know, you have those few good individuals in your life that you can go to. One of them for me, his name is Dr. Marlon Williams and his wife Cindy Williams. And I was able to you know, just be in conversations and you know, a level of therapy. The when women heal, the women that I've met, intentional. I don't use that word lightly, intentional. And as we talk about a lot, Miss Doreen, Isaiah 60 verse 1, arising, right? Sometimes we're like this, but God wants us to arise. And that verse speaks a lot about our posture. And of course, being confident. So for you to have in this season, the opportunity that you have brought for women and for you being obedient to the calling and inviting women. So we can't force one another, right? We have a choice to make. At the end of the day, when we, you know, get into that mirror and when we get before God, are we going to accept that he has aligned us for his glory, not ours? We will be taken care of, but for his glory first, and not to get it twisted. And that's why I say it's beyond the beauty, but building and taking care of and nourishing from the inside out. So definitely what you said, Ms. Doreen, it makes all the sense.
Well, I thank you for just sharing that with the ladies that are watching. The whole world is watching, Miss Johanna. I do want to just pause a moment and welcome our beautiful Dr. Nicole Peters is here with us as well. And Dr. Nicole Peters is one of the speakers of Leaders Rising the Confident Woman World Tour. And Miss Johanna, you are also one of the speakers of Leaders Rising the Confident Woman World Tour. So we do want to welcome you, Dr. Peters, to the conversation. Welcome to Leaders to the Kingdompreneur Moment Live show. Just want to welcome you. Just go ahead and just introduce yourself and let us know where you are, where you're coming from, and just a little bit about yourself.
Thank you, Doreen, for having this amazing platform and inviting me to it. Hello to the amazing ladies that's on the stage with me, and hello to everyone around the world. I am Dr. Nicole Peters. I have a PhD in leadership and biblical studies. I'm also the CEO founder of Women of Love, Power, Respect, and also Believe in Your Dreams Production Academy and also Network, where I train many people around the world to be to become a media boss, to learn how to get their shows. I'm having problems, y'all, with my Wi-Fi, so y'all excuse me. Ever since that storm came, we haven't been having good Wi-Fi, so excuse me if you see things going out or and everything. But I'm also Women Love, Power, Respect, where I teach women how to love themselves. Not only to love themselves, but also to love God first. Then you can love yourself, then others. I also teach people how to snatch back their power, meaning their power is the source. God is your source. The joy of the Lord is your strength. So that's where your power comes from. And then once you respect yourself, you can respect others. Also, with Believe in Your Dreams Production, we teaching people all around this world to come out with their own, not just with publishing as far as building a book platform, but we want you to take it further than a book. We want you to be able to take it to a movie theater, or either just a platform like Roku, Amazon, mini smart TV. So that's what I do. And I train over 100. We got like over 100 people now on the Believe in Dreams network. So I'm trying to be that media boss too. Not trying, I'm doing it as a media boss. Of course, I'm an international speaker. I have spoke on many platforms, SpeakerCom, Success Women Conference, Level Up Conference. I'm in every current cherry, and, you know, Dr. Cheryl and Tanya Blackwood, whatever they do, I'm right there to make it rock. And I'm also a promoter and a marketer as well. So I have a lot of accolades. I'm going to leave it there because we only have so much time. So It's good to just know that God elevated my life, even though I was struck in the head 3 times with a gun. Couldn't even talk like this with stutter, but I'm still able to show people what God can do in spite of what you went through.
You know, Dr. Peters, it's amazing to hear your story as well because, you were going to be one of our VIP influencers, and we do want people to be able to hear your entire message with the VIP All Access ticket, which they can now register for. They have access to you, they'll have access to other influencers. They'll have access to Confident Woman Incubator. They'll have access to webinars. The list goes on and on. When we say all access, we literally mean all access. So I do encourage people to go ahead and register to be able to hear Dr. Nicole Peters. She is going to actually be speaking on how to snatch back your power. That is what she's going to be speaking about at the Leaders Rise in the Confident Woman World Tour on Thursday, July the 22nd and Friday, July the 23rd. And she is one of the VIP influencers that are going to be speaking, and she is going to be teaching you how to snatch back your power. So I do appreciate that, Dr. Nicole. Now, anything you want to tell the people, because I know they want to hear you speak, and I know they want to get this VIP All Access ticket. It's only $97. Such an investment to hear such a powerhouse woman and get this power to to really elevate yourself and snatch back your power. So what would you really want to tell the people right now, Dr. Peters?
Awesome. I'm sorry y'all hear anything in the background. That's why I'm trying to keep it on mute, Doreen, but I had to show up for you, honey. I was not gonna show up for you. And I even told her before, I said, Doreen's kind of like a bad time. But I'm going to tell you something. When it comes to snatching back your power, it's everything. Because first of all, did nobody give you the power but God? Nobody's your source but God. So when you snatch back your power, that means that you are telling the enemy that I'm leaving it all on the table for God. I know and I trust him, because one thing about Mark 9:23 is anything is possible for those that believe. Also, Mark 91:6 is do not fear but believe. So when you believe that God would do it for you, when you know that he can let you rock, he will let you slay every demon that come in your way, and he will also he'll guide you on a course that you think you can never go on. Because I remember I try to inform people my inadequacies. Once I caught my disability, been through that severe domestic violence relationship, I thought it was over for me. When people would ask me certain things, I wouldn't even speak. I actually stopped speaking on platform for a minute, because you never know. When you're catching trauma to your head, it can affect you years later. And that's what it did to me. It ended up getting worse for me to where I couldn't even hardly spell the word that. T-H-A-T, I was spelling it D-E-T. But look what God have done. So even though I informed God, like, why me? Why you want to use me? Why me, God? You already know what I'm going through. Remember, Moses went through things. He stuttered. He had a speech disability, but God still used him to go get those people out of bondage, right? So I had to do what God told me to do. I was tired of running like Jonah and then ended up in a belly of, like he ended up in a belly of well, I ended up in a belly of hell. Because until I did what God told me to do, I was around here running like Jonah. I said, no, I'm going to do what he told me to do. Just like Moses, he said, tell them D-I-M sent you. And since then, Women of Love, Power, Respect got over 58,000 followers and going strong, almost 61. With my contact with Voice of America, who I used to work with, and now with my network I have now, I had a reach of over 4.2 million. I have been on many stages, plenty of stages, been ambassadors to been influencers like I would be for Doreen, been influencers out of international star conferences and everywhere. Because you know why? I did what God told me to do. And that was to go out there and break change off of those that feel like they have to be in domestic violence. Go out there and snatch the power back and let people know they have the power right there inside them. Your greatest power is right there in you. Greatest he that's also in me is also in the world. And so with that being said is, you got to rock, you got to soar, and you got to slay. Like I said, every demon that come your way, every doubter, every toxic behavior, anything that they say that you can't do, you let them know with God in me, and with the power I have invested in me, And everything that he sold into me, I am going to use it, and you can get out of my way. Don't never let no one tell you what you can't do when God has showed you. If you believe in me. See, a lot of people don't know the word believe. They wonder why I named my company Believe in Your Dreams Productions. I named my publishing company Believe in Your Dreams Publishing. I named my academy for my school Believe in Your Dreams Academy. I named my network Believe in Your Dreams Network. Let me explain to you why. Because once I put it in God's hand and I believe did not be a word to me no more. It became a feeling. It became how I saw what God was doing for me and guiding me with the word believe, because I believe that anything is possible for me after I was told by a teacher, well, you know, you got you struggling reading comprehension. That's before I even had got struck in the head with a gun. But you know, that's what the enemy wanted to knock my brains out. He wanted me to commit suicide because I was suicidal even in elementary. He wanted me to do all that because he knew this day would come one day where I would have my own team and have so many women going out there from all across the world, my team, from Australia to UK to Dubai and Spain, even on my team now, and Nigeria on my team now, because he knew one day this day was going to come. But you know what? You got to stay in the fight. You got to believe in the grit, and you got to know that your fire power is believing, and F is for focus and to have faith. I is for inspiration and be important. And sometimes you got to be over aggressive with your dreams. It's okay if 10 people tell you no, and you go to that 11th person, they tell you yes. It's okay if 1,000 people tell you no, and you go to that next person, they tell you yes. But you got to stay important. Number 3 is resilient. You got to be resilient no matter what happened to me. Even though he hit me in my head with a gun, I cannot let that hold me back. Even though some of my family members that rejected me because I wanted to change my life, I can't let that hold me back. You got to be forgiven on whatever somebody did to you, because you cannot let them hold the power over you. And E is for equip, because once God equipped you, you able to soar. You able to do whatever you need to do. So always remember, your fire power is believing. So snatch your power back and believe, Doreen.
Wow, they do not want to miss this VIP all access ticket. Dr. Nicole Peters has just given you a snippet of what is to come on Thursday, July the 22nd and Friday, July 23rd. So I just tell you to go ahead and register your ticket now. We have the Bentley link right there for you. It's already dropped in the comments. It's dropped on the video. You need to be going ahead and sharing, and of course, drop in the comment, hashtag the confident woman. That's what you need to be doing right now. Share, like, and go ahead and drop in the comment, hashtag the confident woman, because Dr. Nicole Peters has literally told you how to be a confident woman. She's given you a snippet of what her VIP presentation is going to be all about. It is going to be how to snatch back with your power. Come on now. This is what we are so excited about, and we do want you, we expect you to be there from all around the world. Leaders Rising the Confident Woman World Tour. So Miss Robin, do you want to go ahead and add a few things before we close?
Say it's awesome. I'm just elated to be on this platform and to be able to share my story and learn from other stories as well.
Yes, Miss Robin, I appreciate you being one of the co-authors for Confident Women Rise. Miss Johanna, thank you for being a speaker for Leaders Rise in the Confident Woman World Tour, as well as a co-author of Confident Women Rise. It is a pleasure to work with all of you ladies. Thank you, Dr. Nicole, for coming in and just giving us that powerful snippet. I don't know, Dr. Nicole, I don't know if you're going to have a standing room only presentation with this VIP all access ticket, because that was so powerful and so needful in this season. We do need to know how to snatch back our power. And like you said, other influencers such as Tanya Blackwood is going to be in the midst. Talisha Berry is going to be in the midst. Shirley Liu is going to be in the midst. All of these gurus, influencers are going to be present for the VIP all access. And when we say all access, we're saying all access to a phenomenal wealth of invaluable information. And now, Dr. Peters, your presentation is for women, regardless if you are in business, regardless if you are in career, so what you're saying is your presentation is for anyone, correct?
Yes, that's true. Mm-hmm.
It's for any woman that wants to increase her confidence. Wouldn't you say that would be correct, Dr. Peters?
Any woman who want to increase their confidence, because without confidence, it's nowhere you're going to go, because you don't have no type of energy, no type of happiness to you, because confidence bringing joy. Confidence means you're standing right there in your position and you ready to go no matter what. So yes, they have to have confidence. Any woman that need that go-getter about themselves, just to know how to rock it and want to rock, because we are women warriors who make it rock. We are confident women. So that's what I want. I want them all in there just to get them, because this was just a little snippet of what I would give them for on the tour. So y'all need to go ahead and get your VIP all access tickets now. The Leading Rising, the Confident Women World Tour is gonna rock, y'all. We are going to soar. So get ready.
Yes, I'm so happy that you broke that down, because, sometimes women feel like, well, I'm not a businesswoman, I might not can't attend, or, I have a job, I can't attend. It doesn't matter who you are. Like Dr. Nicole said, Dr. Nicole Peters just said, it doesn't matter who you are. All of us want to increase our confidence. Coaches, speakers, other influencers. It doesn't matter your title or your profession or what you're doing. Everything your hand's set to do is going to require confidence. And so this conference is literally for everyone, every woman throughout the world that really wants to increase her confidence. So I thank you, Dr. Peters, for giving us that snippet and really breaking it down that it's for all women. And so with that being said, I want to thank all of you ladies for being here today. Thank you for liking and sharing this video of the Kingdompreneur Moment Live show. And we will see you next week. Have a good one.